Young Scotland's Got Talent was set up in 2010 to lobby for better employment support for young people with learning disabilities or autism who want to work. Since then, we have delivered over 20 inspirational events throughout Scotland. On 29th July, we held our first online Young Scotland's Got Talent to honour young people with additional needs who have been working on the front line during lockdown. This video gives information about services in the west of Scotland who can provide support around employment.
Over the last year, I've had the pleasure of chairing a task group for SCLD on employment and learning disability. And that's because we've learned that less than 10% of people in Scotland with learning disabilities are in work. They tell us they want to be in work and to contribute. So we've got a big challenge to do something about that. We've got some recommendations to share with Scottish Government and with employers and with others to try and close this gap in employment. And we also have a big opportunity in Scotland with the Disability Delivery Plan. It's a golden opportunity that we can't allow to miss. So we'll be looking at the things that can be done practically to finally start closing this gap faster for people in Scotland with learning disabilities.
He brings something different to the team because he sees things in a different way from everyone else.
For us, any good employee turns up for work every day on time and is eager to go on with the job.
People working with these young people see how good they are. It gets rid of all these preconceived notions.
She's helped everyone have a better understanding of what it's like to have a learning disability.
My name is Kieran Kelly. I'm a clerical assistant at IME Scotland. Mostly my job will be through administration support, keep data files such as databases and spreadsheets to keep track of our progress for everything that we do.
Kieran is really helpful. He helps out in the office and does a lot of work for Keep Safe, which is a national initiative all over Scotland, but he also comes out with me and we visit primary schools all over Renfrewshire, and Kieran talks about his disability, so he talks about having autism and what it was like for him in school, and he encourages the children to involve people that maybe are a wee bit different from them.
I really like being in the office, but what I really like most is going out and spreading the word, to do training on what disability hate crime is, make sure that people do know much more about this sort of issue and that they can challenge people and tackle it everywhere, and to try and get them to help others.
Hi, I'm Edwin Kinley. I work at Haggis Gassers Golf Course. I'm a kitchen porter. I clean, I do dishes, mop the floors, get everything ready for the chefs for their meals and everything, so it makes make their lives a lot easier for themselves. What I like about my job is I work really hard, I enjoy myself. It helps me to maybe buy stuff, meet friends, things like that if I haven't had a job, so it makes our life a lot easier.
Eddie has been a big difference to us. For one, we don't have to worry now about the hygiene of the kitchen, which is a big thing for any kitchen. Also, Eddie helps out with other duties, helping the chefs prepare for bigger functions and helping them serve at bigger functions. So yes, he's made a big difference to us, because he's took a lot of weight off our shoulders.
Hello, my name is Stuart Sewell and I'm a catering assistant at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital from the NHS Greater Glasgow in Clyde. What I do at work is I go around the ward asking every patient what they want for their lunch for the next day, at the same time doing water jugs and temperature record the food and serve the food out to the patients. Then afterwards serve them teas and coffees, then clean up the kitchen by the end.
He's always at his work, he's never late, and he's such a likeable young man. Stuart has made a great difference to the kitchen. He's so infectious, he's so enthusiastic. I think that maybe some people would have preconceived ideas of what working someone with autism or learning disabilities like, and I think Stuart kind of dispels some of those views that people may have.
My name's Kirsty Menzies. I've been working at Park Springs Care Home for 2 years now. My job title is a kitchen assistant. I assist the chefs and assist the other kitchen assistants with the pots, the pans, the dishes, and I help put them through the dishwasher. I help mop the floor, to brush and mop the floor, just basic duties like that.
I call Kirsty my little ray of sunshine. because she is so bright and cheery, makes such a positive impact within the team in the kitchen.
Before I got my job, I was unemployed, and then I was at college for a year. I was helped to get my job by Kenny, who is my job coach from Sport and Employment Service. He was looking around for jobs, and then he was able to find out where to find them. Helped me with my CV, application forms as well. So he helped a lot for me to get a job.
I don't think I'd be doing as well without the help of my job coach. I did look up jobs myself, but I don't think without Catherine I would have been able to get this job. So I'm really thankful to her for that.
Before I got this job, I worked in a college course called Project Search.
It helps young people with learning disabilities and autism to hopefully to get a full-time job at the end of Project Search.
The difficulties are not just with the young person, but with some of the people working around about them. That they have their barriers up, or they're a wee bit uncomfortable. So I'll go into workplace before any of our guys start, and I'll explain the wee little idiosyncrasies, little things that our guys respond to or don't respond to, and most people take that on board. But that is usually the most difficult. People have preconceived maybe ideas of how it'll be.
Don't be nervous about hiring someone with a learning disability. It is beneficial to the team because it gives them an understanding, if they haven't came across working with someone with a disability, that they shouldn't be treated any different.
Having a job is amazing. It helps me get out of the house, getting to know people that I don't know, have a good laugh, work as part of a team, get everything done.
I can't imagine what it'd be like not to have this job. I love working here. I love coming in and seeing everybody. So to not have that just one day would be really upsetting.
It helps me to maybe buy stuff, meet friends, so it makes life a lot easier.
It's been quite big difference, I would say, especially with my skills and my confidence.
I'm kind of really happy and excited every day I come to work. I love it.
If someone came up to me saying, look, I'm struggling to get a job, is there anything you could recommend to me or to us? I said, well, go to Project Search. I've done the same, got me a full-time job at the end of it.
Try your hardest, you'll get one eventually. Just never give up. You will be proud that you get a job, you feel happy as hell.
My name is Daniel Murray. I live in Jedburgh and I mostly work at the Borders General Hospital. I nominated my line manager, Natalie.
I'm Natalie MacDonald, I'm Facilities Manager for NHS Borders. Project Search came to us in about 2016. It's designed to help support people looking for work who have learning disabilities. So we support them by putting them into our various facilities roles.
I work in Ward 9, mostly based in Ward 9. Mostly like cleaning, but mostly you can talk to the patients.
So Daniel, I met him in 2016 when Project Search first started, and he was a very shy intern on the wards learning the job. He worked in a few different locations and he's really come out of himself over the last few years, and we've been able to offer him a full-time position, permanent position, working as a ward domestic. Daniel will work with a team. He'll work amongst the nursing staff and the other clinical staff. He's such a good team player as well, and everybody's happy to work with him. He'll be interacting with the patients, asking them how their day's been, offering them cups of tea or coffee several times during a shift. Daniel's really keen on helping the new interns when they're on the ward. I think he really likes teaching them because he's been there himself and he can help them do what he's doing and what they can aspire to for the future.
My favourite part of my job was seeing the patients smile and talking to the patients.
He's so natural with the patients and is so keen to please, and he's motivated to do his job really well. So he gets on with his teammates really nicely, and it's really good to observe him on the ward because he really shows that he's so comfortable with everything. Daniel and Jackie came into the office, wasn't sure what they were coming to tell me about, but when they said it's really good news and I've been nominated as a finalist for this award, I was very pleased, very excited. I could see that Daniel was really pleased and happy as well.
When I got the call, I was mostly nervous and excited at the same time, and butterflies. Natalie and the supervisors, they helped me a lot. She helped me with my confidence and mostly with my confidence to talk.
Daniel of a couple of years ago is very, very quiet, very shy, head down, quite timid, and now absolutely confident, chatting away to the patients on the wards and with his teammates, and really being an asset to the department.
I'm Kevin Rogers and I'm the Centre Manager for Inverkip Community Hub. We've nominated Leanne from West College, Scotland for her work with employability services and how they impact on employers.
My name's Leanne Jenkinson. I'm the Employability Advisor at West College, Scotland. My kind of role involves working with students that are applying for employability courses, mainly the Certificate for Work Readiness, and also working with external partners like local employers.
Leanne and Lynn from the West College Scotland invited me along to an employers event, and all the students that they'd had from the Readiness to Work programme, they went up and done a wee talks about their employment, their placements and where they were at and their time at the college. So from that we invited Leanne and the class back down to the hub and see where it went.
My main thing is to work with students with learning disability and autism, and to sort of help them within their employability pathway to look for what they're interested in, what their kind of aspirations are, what their career goals are, and try and help them along with that. We'll arrange a meeting with the employer, I'll go along with them, and we'll go down again once they start their work placement and things like that. And I'll just keep that support going throughout the work placement too.
Young Sean Devlin, who has done really well at Hub, spoke to Leanne at the college, said look, he would like to come down here on placement.
What I enjoy best about working here is the practical part. I set up the cinema, Slimming World, Parents and Toddlers.
We kept him on as a volunteer because his options weren't really to get back to college. Leanne got back to me an opportunity for SERI funding, and with the Community Development Trust and our partner at the college they're working with, we managed to get between the three partners there get some funding for Sean. So now Sean has moved on from being a placement to a volunteer to taking on a modern apprenticeship.
You can see just, the motivation that he has, somebody giving him a chance and an opportunity of having a job, and, as well getting a qualification on top of that too.
The roles and the communication between ourselves and Leanne have been really great, and the end product is that we've got young people in here now who are doing great work.
I like what I did in here, and I feel through the journey that I came from to where I am now, it's helped me gain a lot more confidence, and I just feel stronger as a person.
When I had heard that Kevin and Sean had nominated me, I was very overwhelmed, and when it sank in, shell-shocked. It's my job, this is what I do, you know what I mean? I love my job. Seeing the young people have that belief in themselves is a reward in itself.
I think Leanne is a worthy finalist because she helps a lot of people, brings out the best potential in them to take the next step in their lives, and I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for Leanne.
My name is Stuart Sewell and we are here at the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital. I've been here for 3 years, coming by June this year. The reason why I nominated Jim is he's a hard-working guy, he never lets anyone down, he's always there when we need him, especially in difficult situations.
My name's Jim Wiley, I'm the NHS job coach. I'm doing this uncomfortable interview, and we're here because I've been nominated. One of the young people that I work with is in my position as a job coach. When the young people come through Project Search, they'll do placements, they'll do 10-week rotations as porters, caterers. At the end of the course we apply for jobs for them. If they get jobs in the NHS then I'll support them. If I know they're starting, I'll go in and maybe if they're starting the kitchen, I'll go in and have a word with the kitchen staff and say, look, this is such and such should be starting here, and I'll just let them know what he's good at and what he's supposed to do. And it seems to work because we had 11 young people 3 years ago and they're all still here, and we've got, I believe it's about 27, 28 people now they're waiting to start. The best bit is seeing the difference in the young people from when they start to when they're into the job. Some of the young people here today, they're laughing and carrying on. These young people weren't like that 3 years ago. They were so quiet, they were scared, apprehensive, but now they're in and they're working with people in the NHS and good people, so many good people that take the time, and it just makes such a difference. When you see them, the difference from the beginning to up to present day, it just makes you so pleased, so happy.
Jim gives me a fantastic amount of support and he always encourages me. If I was to be down on low saying, look, can't do this, can't do that, he said, try this, try that, and you'll get better. And all of a sudden, I've got on the right track. And I had to thank Jim for his support. I describe him as like a second father to me.
My name's John Corbin. I work in catering. Before I met Jim, I started doing the project research course. You get 3 different types of jobs you can do. After that, I got an interview for the course what I'm doing just now. I didn't think I would get it. Then Jim told me to be confident, and then I was, and then I got a job thanks to Jim for giving me confidence in myself.
I was sitting in the house, I don't know, it was 8 o'clock at night, my phone went, I seen it was Stuart. Right away I think, something's wrong. And I answered the phone, he goes, Jim? And I said, yeah, and he goes, I have nominated you for an award. And honestly, I'm flabbergasted. I was taken aback for doing something that I really love. It's just great, it's coming along, isn't it? It's all like my wee pals.
Thanks to Jim, he helped me through a lot of things, personal things as well, and work things. He's always been a friend, a father to me as well. I don't really do it for him, just a brilliant man. And he's cheerful and happy. He's a lovely guy to be with.
Treating people the same and treating people equally is not the same thing. Just get to know the guys and they'll respond, and they're great, never off work, never late, just all my wee mates, it's just great.
My name is Donna Thompson and I'm the Director of Support for Ordinary Living, and we're speaking today from our office in Wishaw. We're here today to film for the Scottish Commission for Learning Disability Awards around Peter's nomination under the Skills and Learning category.
I'm Peter Fleming. I work for a support organisation called Support for Ordinary Living, which allows people with a learning disability opportunities to live the life they want to in their own home. I'm a receptionist and telephonist 2 days a week.
My name's Barry Davidson, I'm Peter's support worker. Peter's the face of Sol. As soon as you come in our front entrance, Peter's in reception. He answers the telephones, he sends emails, and he likes to meet and greet everybody that comes into the organisation.
Peter was one of the original members of our quality checkers team. Peter will use questionnaires or focus groups to ask people specific things about their support.
I've learned so much about people with learning difficulties, what they do like and what they don't like. And I can take that on board and recognise that and make the people's life as good as I possibly can for them.
I think Peter kind of epitomises everything that we stand for. We don't see Peter as somebody who has a learning disability, he's just one of our colleagues, but we value him very much for that contribution. And in fact, if we were recruiting a receptionist at any time, Peter would be the person that we would want them to aspire to be like. Very welcoming, very committed to his job. He's dedicated to doing a really good job. He's a guy that's got a real clear vision for what he wants in his life, and he's inspirational in terms of how he goes about achieving that. I'm so delighted for him that he's getting this recognition, and he absolutely deserves it. There's not one person who works in this organisation who isn't 100% behind him.
When I heard Peter was one of the finalists, it was the best thing in the world. I was definitely over the moon for him. He's such a character in here. It's things like this that makes my job worthwhile.
I was blown away when I found out I was a finalist. I have never been so proud of my life the way it is now. I always believe if you keep going and be determined and use the determination, dreams will come true. And that's what's happened to me.
Hi, my name is David MacDonald and I work for Values Arts in Scotland. I am a family man and I'm also a season ticket holder at the best football team in Britain. I have been since I was a lad. I also love driving my Vespa scooter all over Scotland, camping with friends and family. I have rescued greyhounds for the last 14 years and recently rescued a 3-year-old whippet called Shadow. For the last 20 years I've worked with adults with learning disabilities in various government programmes. On the 28th of February I applied for a job with VIAS as a lead consultant job coach running the new programmes called Let's Get Moving and also Triple E Project. I was interviewed on the 12th of March and I found out I was successful the next day. Once I'd handed in my notice, I started to have concerns due to Britain now being in lockdown and me being a people person and I love engaging with people face to face. I did not think that the job would go ahead. On my first day I had a remote induction by my manager and then introduced to the full team. I then had a one-to-one meeting with the rest of the team, meeting on Teams, which was new to me. I am now starting the Let's Get Moving Travel Buddy training and a new project which is Triple E, which is job coaching customers in the workplace. My hopes for the future is for everyone to get back to normality, to engage with the customers, and which lets me enhance their lives and for them to be able to travel independently or enable my customers to thrive in their workplace. I feel my work is important as it enhances customers' lives, whether it being able to about their self, be able to self-travel independently, or when I'm in job coaching in the workplace, it gives the customer a better understanding in their job and also leaving them feeling good. I finally would like to finish off this video with thanking the frontline workers for taking care of us all during this lockdown. Thanks for listening.
Values Interaction Scotland are currently working with several organisations in Glasgow, Renfrewshire, East Renfrewshire and Inverclyde. The Let's Get Moving project is encouraging people to learn to do journeys of their choice independently. It is also supporting organisations involved to build their capacity to provide this support to people in the future. The project is being funded by Transport Scotland. Here are Grant and his support worker, Siobhan. Grant is learning his journey from Johnston to the Onyx Centre in Linwood. This is a 2-bus journey with a walk before and after each bus ride.
Grant is a very independent man, and I am so pleased to see him so enthusiastic and so alive and so alert about travelling independently himself. We've been out 5 Tuesdays, and from week 1 there's been huge improvements with safety awareness, recognising the numbers, and in general being safe in the community. So for me, Grant's independence is very, very important to him, and I think this will be a huge plus in his life, that he can get on a bus, and hopefully after this trip, when we've learned it from home to the centre and centre home, that we maybe add another one. But for now, I'm really, really pleased with Grant's progress, and he is doing an amazing job. This is quite new. I was pleased to get the training from Kath, and it was very, very different because it was very detailed and a lot of work put into it, paperwork and following the systematic instruction was very, very new to me. But I can honestly say it's helped in a lot of ways, having that structure and taking it step by step. And for me, the training was invaluable and gave me the confidence to put it into action.
Siobhan is using systematic instruction techniques to teach Grant. You will notice that for the majority of the time she is behind Grant, not beside him. This ensures that Grant has the power and control over his journey. Siobhan will only step in when she needs to provide some instruction to support Grant's learning.
Hi there, my name is Joyce. I work over at Milldale Day Service. I feel that the travel skills training that Siobhan has recently been on has really developed her. I think for Grant to be involved as well, it has been an absolute fantastic opportunity for Grant. It has developed his independence. I think that's something that he needs while he's out in the community. We had recently had a review for Grant, and the travel skills training was brought up, and the house obviously commented as well that they were very positive about Grant's enthusiasm and his independence, and they see a real change in him. So yeah, it's definitely worked for Grant at Milldale.
Siobhan takes data each time Grant undertakes his journey. This data becomes risk enablement, which allows the learner and the trainer to see the progress being made, or to make decisions about any additional supports that might be needed to help the learner be successful. The data also provides strong evidence of the person's competency in undertaking the journey, and provides the family with assurances that their son or daughter can do the journey safely each time and is ready to do it alone.
So, we start off with your name. Grant, and your surname is? Hendry. Grant Hendry. And usually you come in on the centre bus. Yeah. And you come in on the centre bus with the bus escort? Gary. Exactly. And what difference does it make now, Grant? What are we doing now? What are you learning?
The bus.
You're learning to get the bus on your own. Right. And so far, how are you getting on?
Right.
So, where am I when you are travelling to work? You're in front, and where am I?
Back.
At your back?
Yeah.
Excellent. And who's in charge?
Me.
Grant's in charge. So, if your friends were to ask you, do you think it's a good idea to learn going on the bus on your own, what would you say?
Yeah.
You think it's a good idea?
Yeah.
And it's a good idea to learn and be independent?
Yeah.
Well done, Grant.
If you are interested in our work and want to know more, please call us on 0141 212 3395 or email info@viascotland.org.uk.